All right. Okay. So we are going to go through a bunch of different use cases that Greg was just talking about. Before we jump into the use cases, I just wanted to show the profile of the users that I'm going to use for the demo. The first user, the deny user, is dev user. So I'm just going to go into the profile, and you can see that the user has SAP all assigned. So this user can pretty much run any transaction, and all the controls that we have are based on the policies and the access control rules that we have defined in the platform, in the Appsian platform. So the first use case that I wanted to show from dev user, that's the user profile that we just saw. So you can see dev user is the one that I'm logged in as here. And this is front door access control. So when the user goes into, say, a transaction like PA30 to display personal information, the user can go into the transaction and view information within the transaction. So if now for some reason we want to stop this user, say for a period of time from accessing this transaction, we just have to go into the policy and make a change to the access that the user has. And now what I'm going to do is PA30, I want to protect this transaction and I want to apply transaction level control, which means that the user will not have access to this transaction anymore. So I made the change in the policy master. And now when this user goes back into the transaction and tries to get in, you can see that there is a message at the bottom which stops the user from being able to go into the transaction. So that's front door access control. And in cases where, for example, in the current scenario, we want to reduce the business functionality that's available to the user and control access to certain transactions, say allow just ESS functionality for the user, but not access to change or view other HR data. So those kind of controls can be made through the policy, and the user can be stopped from accessing certain transactions.